crazy year. We both have done some amazing things. You had your conference, I had my summit. We're changing the world, man. One person at a time, one day at a time.
One heartbeat at a time, too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Let me ask you a question to start this off. Do you ever feel overwhelmed with all the work that you do?
No, I always feel like I don't do enough. That's why when you see me on social media and all the stuff that I do, I always feel like I don't do enough. Man, I'm having a blast. Like this is not work. This is fun for me. It's fun to learn about the work that I do to the depth that I do, right? But also to be creative and put something out into the world that's never been done before. That's exciting. So no, man, I mean, I work 22 hours a day. I cat nap for two. And sometimes I don't even do that. Sometimes I'm like, I can't stop, because if I lay down, it tugs on me so hard that I have to do it, right? And so it keeps me going, man. 6 years and I'm still in love with it.
So let me ask you then, when you first started, you mentioned 6 years ago, when you first started this and you look back in like reflective perspective, from the grief, from what you went through, the men and women you're working with, the podcast episodes, the interviews, all the people that you speak with. What are some things that stand out to you as, wow, I can't believe I get to hear that message, share that message, or be a part of that message?
It's when I talk to these individuals before the show, right? Every time I talk to someone, man, it's like they have me in awe. And I'm a humbled individual. So when I get the opportunity to be in their world, that's that aha moment for me. Like, damn, they trust me. They're gonna let me put this out into the world. I get to be a part of their conversation and their journey, right? And so I'm always excited. I'm always excited, right? When I first started this, when I first started this, I knew this is what I wanted to do 6 years ago. Um, and it just made sense to me. Now, I didn't know that I'd be doing everything else. To be honest with you, Terrain, I just started it because I wanted to surround myself with other men, right? So, because I wanted to learn what they did in order to navigate this world, right? And it turned into something different. And the way that it worked out, I can't really explain, but I'll give you a rundown of it, right? It started from an idea that I was, that I knew, I just knew that this is what I wanted to do. And it became a passion, right? It was something that I wanted to learn more about. Then it became my first love. And all of a sudden, it was all I can do. It's all I can think about. And so with that came these different creative ideas, right? Can I do this? Right? Is it possible that I can write this program? And if so, who can benefit from it? Is it possible that I can do this podcast and have really great conversations with people and normalize these conversations, but also show other people that you're not alone? These people that are out here doing it are actually people who have experienced it. And so I thought that was exciting too. And I wanted more of that. Right. And so I kept pursuing it. And then, writing books. I never thought I'd be an author. But when the opportunity came, I was excited too. I was like, man, I get to be a part of somebody's books. I used to read the Charles Dickensons and I used to read all of these other books. I grew up reading the dictionary and reading those old school nursery rhymes from, what I'm saying, from the books that you could order, right? So my mom used to have those big books and stuff. So I grew up doing all of those things. And so now I get to redo it with the same excitement that I started off with. Even through all the challenges, I looked at the challenge and then I realized it wasn't personal, but it was there to teach me. So the aha moment, I was like, oh, this isn't personal. It's part of the process. Let me get more of that, you know? And when everything just kind of fell into everything. So there was multiple aha moments that really keep me excited, right? Because I always want to do more. I want to show people or encourage people, don't limit yourself to this one way of thinking, right? Use your imagination to make your dreams come true, but remain humble and be patient while you go through the process. And the other side of it is I want to see other people become successful. So when you see me pouring into these individuals, I built a pretty decent platform and it's still growing. And I want to be able to use it to be able to uplift other people because terrain, I know what it feels like when you got to do it alone, right? I didn't have anybody to give me a hand up. So I said, I want to be totally opposite of these people, man. I want to give these people a hand up. I want to use my platform to uplift them, help them become successful, and make this a living because these people are passionate too. So that aha moment right there, I was like, I can do some good. I can help people like myself who are heart-centered, right? And all the other things. I'm always thinking like, what else can I do to elevate other people? So that's you see the magazine, right? I use that to uplift other people. Hey, put some articles in here. Let me put it out in front of people. You got events going on. Let me let people know that you have these events going on. Oh, you got a podcast? Let me put that podcast in here because I want people to know that you are out here, right? More exposure, more exposure for everyone. And people here's something that people never really pay attention. I am not in any of my magazines. My podcast and everything, it's not even in the magazine. I put the magazine together, I do all of these different things, but it's about it's about it's about the people, man. It's about giving these people resources, right? From people who are out here that are doing some amazing things bigger than me. Yeah, man, that's an honor and a privilege, brother, to be able to do something like that. And I know it's kind of strange because, I was talking to somebody, they was like, man, people don't do this stuff. I was like, I want to be different. It's the same thing that we preach to other people. If you see somebody having a bad day, are you going to give them a smile and change the trajectory of their day? Or are you going to contribute to their bad day? I'd rather be the guy that contributes to you smiling when I leave you because it's about how we leave people. So again, that aha moment. It's multiple aha moments, man, that makes me want to do more in this world.
I remember when you said what makes you want to do more, and you shared all the things that you're doing from the magazines to podcasting to working with people. It brought me to a point where I was remembering a time where I used to speak to a few people online, and they would ask me, Train, you're doing this, you're doing that. Like, how do you find time to do it? And to your point, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I work my 9 to 5 job 8 hours of the day. I sleep for seven, that's 15. That gives me 9 hours to do whatever.
Yep.
People are like, oh, I was like, yeah, I go to the gym for an hour to hour and a half, and it's a 15-20 minute drive. So let's say 2 hours,
Hmm.
right? So that gives me 7 more hours. 7 hours is another full-time job,
Yeah.
right? And some people, they don't look at it like that. They're like, well, don't you do this? I was like, I don't sit in front of the TV. I don't sit in front of the radio. I don't sit in front of YouTube. I don't sit in front of my tablet. I don't do anything. The things that some other people are occupying themselves, which are very singular, very individual, like me focus. I'm giving back out to other people. I pour into myself and then I pour into others. What do you think then are maybe some of the obstacles that people face when they're trying to give back, but their reasoning, or let's be honest, excuse is Tony Terrain, I just don't have the time.
The biggest obstacle is other people, right? And what I mean by that is your circle that you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with like-minded individuals, you'll stop making excuses because they're going to encourage you to do better, right? So when you surround yourself with people who aren't out there doing things, they out there doing their day-to-day lives, getting up, having a bowl of cereal, sitting down, smoking weed, drinking, watching TV, you know what I'm saying? Talking about whomever out there. Of course, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're around these people, you're going to look at them and you're going to model the behavior, right? And so you're always going to come up with the excuse because you're too busy being non-productive that you don't have the time. You take up your own time. But now if you have the mindset of this is what I want to do, you surround yourself with different people. People that will call you be like, "Hey, Terrain, man, you going to the gym? All right, I'll meet you out there." So now you're working out, y'all doing your thing, right? So you have an accountability